Evening, everybody. It's 4:55, and I'm doing this a little early, and there will be no daily note tonight because I'm going into town for dinner and the Celtics game. Okay, so markets were weak today. Energy was strong. Um, MBA mortgage apps were down both for new purchases and refis, down about 7 and 6% respectively. And the market was not overwhelmed with any of the corporate news, but took its direction from the fact that oil and nat gas were up substantially. Now, nat gas came tumbling down this afternoon. Um, Supposedly, the issue is that there was an explosion in Texas at a processing plant that handles nat gas to be loaded onto ships. That would mean that we would have more gas sitting in shale that we wouldn't be able to export. Frankly, I don't buy that because just like when a mine gets closed for, I guess the biggest one was a Homestake mine. Uh, they got closed because of OSHA problems. It didn't change the value of the ore in the ground. And I can't imagine that this nat gas move is going to be anything but very short lived to the downside. It had traded as high as 960, I believe. Let's take a look. 966.4 before coming all the way back down, and by the way, just touching the 20-day moving average. If anything, I think this makes the situation outside the US even worse and increases demand. So I bought a few of the UNG. We're in the UNG 32s. I bought some of the UNG 30s today at $1, expecting a very quick bounce right back up above this $9 area. As far as news goes, Intel, more bad news. The stock is 41.23, down $2.30 or 5.3%. I don't see, everybody says this company is turning around. Honestly, I just don't see it. Five Below beat by a penny, but guidance was lowered, and the stock is currently trading 127.79, down 7.58 or 5.8%. Scott's Miracle-Gro, which I mentioned this morning, gave very poor guidance, and the stock was trading 88.69, down 13 and a half. Actually came back a little. It closed at 93.24, down 8.94 or 8.8%. But it did bounce $5 off that and eliminated over a third of the decline. Oil was substantially higher. I believe it closed. Well, it hasn't actually closed because I have to get out of here early. I couldn't really wait. But we are trading at 122 and a half, a solid move through 122. We only have this one close at 123.70 standing in our way as the high recovery close since 2014. As far as the rest of the futures markets, grains were higher, energy except for the nat gas was higher, gold was a little higher, silver was a little lower, copper was basically unchanged as far as the softs go. Cotton back on the upside, $2.60. Coffee doing very little of anything. Lumber below 600, 572 down 24.80. So that one has made almost the round trip. As far as stocks go, the futures are still down 43. The close is on the S&P was 41.1577. That was down $44.90 or 1%. The biggest loser were the transports, down 555 or 3.8%, followed closely by the Russell. Large caps were stronger than the small caps today, and the Russell closed down 28.56 or 1.49%. Dow was down 270 and the Nasdaq was down 88. So Nasdaq was actually the best performer, down only 0.73%. The dollar was a little bit stronger, Bitcoin and Ethereum lower, and the bonds were down a buck. And I want to just mention Coles again. Nothing special in the way of news there, but still no word on the availability of financing, which has stopped this deal already 3 or 4 times. Coles today closed up 16 cents. So there you have it, folks. I'll be back first thing in the morning. And go Celtics.